This is your Penspring tour training as an instructor. While we give you some preliminary details, in the background you will see canvas that will most likely be familiar to you. The movements are just showing you that we will be working with 3 courses.
Our agenda here consists of 3 subjects. 1. We will briefly introduce you to Penspring's unique advantages. 2. We will show you the end game of the dashboard of writing graphs and edit summary reports. And 3. We will walk through the workflows of creating assignments, graph analysis, and auto-assisted grading.
Number 1. The unique advantages of Penspring are graphs at a glance. This first graph shows that a student is naturally writing their own paper with a natural ebb and flow as the word count increases. Red spikes show pasted text, which could be a quote or AI, yet the graph will be obvious that they continue to develop their paper to integrate AI ideas, but not to rely on AI to write their papers for them lazily.
This next example shows a student who pasted in AI and did not adjust anything, which is obvious by the flat line. The third graph is healthy, as it shows natural writing and effort.
Advantage number 2. When you create a Penspring assignment, Penspring creates the word processor files immediately for all of the students. When the student clicks on the Canvas assignment name, the Penspring word processor opens directly to their writing assignment. Now, each student does not need to create a file on their own outside of Canvas and try to remember what they called it, remember where they saved it, and remember later to submit it. Due to that fact, the third advantage to the instructor is seeing the blank graphs, which indicates the students who have not yet started their paper. Now, you know who needs attention.
This next graph is different. Look at the even and constant flow upward of the word count. No variation, no thoughtful adjustments. What is going on here? The student in this case is typing by looking at another source and simply copying it in. The additional proof is that you can click on sentence history to see exactly what the student has developed. Or not.
Advantage number 4. Rubrics can be created automatically. Number 5. The quick correct grading responds to sentences directly with rubric notes, corrected punctuation, grammar, and spelling.
Advantage number 6. Penspring's original superpower is managing multiple editors without overwriting the author's sentences, which common word processors don't have. Every editor sees the author's original work without getting mixed up with other editors' writing. In the case of the graded paper, this facilitates corrections so that the student doesn't lose sight of their own work compared to the corrected work.
The last advantage to mention for now, Penspring is mobile-friendly with all actions at your fingertips. Every feature on the desktop is available on mobile. Adding assignments, grading, editing, quick correct, create and manage rubrics, and of course, viewing the graphs for the entire class by simply swiping down the screen.
Let's create an assignment. In Canvas, here is the general assignment workflow. Teachers also create assignments directly through modules. But the steps in Canvas to create a skeleton assignment followed by connecting an external tool is painful and error-prone. New users will have the challenge of following and remembering the steps, which is difficult and frustrating.
But Penspring makes it directly intuitive with minimal steps. By clicking on the Penspring button in the main left toolbar, Penspring shows a file directory of your courses and modules. Now, attaching an assignment to a module starts by clicking on the Add Assignment icon on its folder.
Let's create an assignment for the student to write from a blank document. We will choose the top option, a blank document for the students to write.
The other option to upload a document for students to edit or fill in may be an editing assignment or more likely a form with questions for the students to fill in with a paragraph or 2.
Next, fill in the document name. Then the instructions can be entered in the editor below or by uploading your previously prepared document that may consist of elaborate instructions in bulleted lists with bolded headers.
The next step is to add points and the due date.
That is the end of creating an assignment, which will now show up in the file assignment directory. By clicking on the assignment, you will see the dashboard of graphs and edit summaries.
Let's see what the student sees. We are impersonating Ada as a student. She can see the assignment in Canvas as usual. There it is in the to-do list. She can also see the modules where the assignment is located as well.
When the student clicks on the assignment name, Penspring opens up in a frame where they can immediately start writing.
However, Penspring will give the student much more space and focus by clicking on the main Penspring button in the main left panel.
The word processor provides all of the Google Docs functions plus additional advanced features. Penspring is data intense as it saves sentences frequently, which provides the sentence history and graphs over time. Here, we will speed up time in order to quickly get writing from the student for grading.
Let's have Ada submit the assignment so that we can see how the grading process works.
The Submit button is available at the top. But before we leave this page, notice the side panel that opens up where you can see the grading results, the specific edits which the grading and teacher will provide sentence by sentence. Also, there is messaging between a peer group, in the case of peer edit or collaboration assignments, or between the student and teacher. The Submission tab is where you can choose to open your document to be edited by peer group members or to submit your assignment. Let's submit the assignment.
As the instructor, return to your edit summary. You can scan through to see how your class is doing with the graphs that are beginning to appear. Let's choose the Submitted for Grading filter in order to see who is ready.
We will choose Ada's paper. Notice the option that you can toggle for automated grading, grammar, spelling, and punctuation. We didn't include a rubric. Otherwise, that would also be an option to choose. We will run the Quick Correct. Notice how the sentences are corrected specifically. The icons indicate a correction edit in front of each sentence in question. The left editing page is yours. You can add your own edits or remove the auto edits in case you don't agree. You can edit the student's writing on the left. But notice the right side, which is the student's original work that remains untouched.
If we had a rubric for this assignment, the points would be calculated for you automatically. Yet, as we enter the points, the gradebook in Canvas is also updated.
Let's add a peer edit assignment. We will add a rubric, and we will see what it looks like to exclude students from the assignment.
We will choose a blank document but open up the peer group assignment options. The next two steps will look familiar, but notice that as we add a rubric, it will remember to come back to the assignment entry. The points are now dictated by the rubric. If this course had sections, you would be given a list of those sections in order to choose varying dates as needed.
When we open this switch to exclude students, this is what it looks like. We will exclude 3 students and submit the rest.
We are now taken to the peer group definition page. We select how many students we want in each group. If this course has sections, the random assignment will distribute the students randomly, but within their own section. In either case, you can move students from one group to the other.
And don't miss at the top of this peer group assignment page, there is a switch to turn on anonymous editing. This will hide the names from the students throughout the editing and report views.
Before we leave you for now, there are some housekeeping details that we need to tell you about.
Regarding the syncing of modules and courses into Penspring, when you click on the left main panel Penspring button, we have found an infrequent but possible scenario where a course will not sync up into Penspring as expected.
Let me take you to the Canvas view. The rule of syncing is that any course in your dashboard which has been marked as published, as well as specifically active in your dashboard, should be visible in the Penspring file directory. This should not include past courses, unpublished courses, and anything else that you may not have made visible in your Canvas dashboard.
There are cases when a course that is obviously visible in your Canvas dashboard has not shown up in Penspring. Until this discrepancy reveals itself, we have provided a safety net that will allow you to manually include this course in your Penspring file directory.
We have purposely unpublished the Spanish course in our case. You can see that in our Canvas view. We cannot replicate the scenario of a published course that refuses to sync up to Penspring, but this will help demonstrate how to include a course that doesn't follow the rules. Back on the Penspring file directory, you will notice that Spanish is missing. We will click on the link above that says Add a course not shown. A pop-up provides a text box and list that will search for that course by name. Simply choose that course and it will sync up into your file directory, and it will remain there even throughout any manual resyncing.
Speaking of resyncing manually, Penspring syncs automatically only once. That is during your initial launch of this file directory. If you change the order of modules, rename a module, unpublish a module, delete a module, or if you arrange your dashboard courses, simply click on the sync option above, and it will refresh your file directory to match.
In the case of the reverse scenario that there is a course on the Penspring file directory that was synced inaccurately according to the rules we have previously mentioned, you can choose to hide it. There is another option at the top left of the page that says Hide a course. That will launch a pop-up with 2 options. The first switch will turn on a small hide link at the end of each course folder. When you click on hide, it will cause the file to disappear.
The second switch in the pop-up will reveal the list of hidden folders, if any. The restore link there will replace the hidden course back into your file directory.
There is one other safety net that we have provided for you. This one is found in the peer group definition page.
In the case where you find that the student list is not being displayed, which will be a show-stopping dilemma, to finish the peer group assignment, click on the sync option above the student list. When your student list is then populated, you can continue to finish your peer group assignment as expected.
This concludes the Penspring Tour training.
Stand by for a Penspring Kit commercial, or you can choose to conclude this tour now.
Where do you want me to drive you?
My students use AI to write their papers like lazy bums. I have no control.
Bums? That's a bad word. My dad washed my mouth out with soap for that one.
Jeffrey, be serious. I want my students to learn how to write.
I know, I'm sorry.
What am I going to do?
Pen spring in canvas, like the spring of your pen.
Are you going to stop doing that?
A writing assignment in Penspring gives you a graph of every student to show their work over time. You can see your whole class in one screen. Each student's graph shows up as soon as they start writing. You can click on any point on the graph to see their writing at that time. It's awesome. It's obvious if they paste in AI.
Whoa.
Their graph is just a red spike. You know right away when you need to help a student write for themselves. It's the proactive and positive fix to your problem.
Whoa. Are you watching the road?
You distract me. But we haven't even left the parking lot yet.